Right, good morning. Today we are going to take a look at, once again, how to sketch these polynomials. Okay, do a little bit of review. Then there's a Delta Math assignment kind of to cover some things we've looked at before break and after break and just as we're wrapping up chapter 2. So when we have one of these polynomials that we're trying to graph, remember the first thing we need to do is identify where our zeros are, also known as our x-intercepts. Okay, where is going to cross the x-axis. So to do that, we take each of these chunks, if we'd set it equal to 0, so x plus 5 equal to 0, I'll subtract the 5, x equals negative 5, okay? So that's a 0 of negative 5 with a multiplicity of 2 because it's to the second power here. That multiplicity of 2 means it will touch but not cross, okay? Touch at that spot. Next one, x minus 1, if we put that equal to 0, we'll just add 1. X will equal 1, and it's going to be a multiplicity of 1, which means it will cross. Our final one then, x plus 2 equals 0. Subtract 2, x will equal negative 2. Once again, a multiplicity of 1, so it will cross there. Okay, so once again, negative 5, so I'm going to put a dot there. Then 1, and then negative 2. Now, at this point, there's a couple options on what you do next. You can find your y-intercept. You can figure out your degree. It doesn't really matter. Just choose. So in this case, I'm going to find the degree. Here was x plus 5 to the second, so that's 2. Here's x minus 1, so that's another 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. X plus 2, another 1, so that's 4. So our degree is 4. Now, that's because this is in factored form. Remember, it's in factored form, we have to add them all up. If it's in standard form, we can just take the biggest one. Okay. Now, degree 4, and in front of each of the x's is nothing, which means they're all positive. So degree 4 positive. Since it's an even degree, that means they will go the same direction. Positive means up. So we'll look something like that. Start high, end high. Okay. Now, the final thing we need to do before we can graph is find that y-intercept. So to do that, we know the y-intercept cuts through x at 0. Okay, so if we put 0 in for x, we will find the y-intercept. So f of 0 will give us our answer. So 0 plus 5 squared times 0 minus 1 times 0 plus 2. So 0 plus 5 is just 5. 5 squared is 25 times negative 1 times 2. So 25 times negative 1 is negative 25 times 2 will be negative 50. So our y-intercept is at 0, negative 50. So down here, halfway between 40 and 60, the negative direction. So we know it starts high. It's going to come. It's going to touch at 5, pop back up, cross here, cross, and cross again, and finish high. Okay. So we can draw that. Comes down and touches. Then cross, cross, cross. All right. Now, if we think about this, okay, what we need to do now is we are trying to graph this. So make sure you have this handy. If you just did this, maybe jot down some notes or just follow along. Open up Delta Math, and we want to graph this on Delta Math. Okay, so remember on Delta Math, it's a little challenging. If you make a mistake, remember you just have to deal with it. You got to restart, just click it and it disappears. So it's the exact same problem. This is the one, I believe I titled it like did this example in class or something like that. Okay, so if we start, we know it starts high and comes down and touches at negative 5. So it starts high, touches at negative 5, pops back up, crosses at negative 2, goes through the y-axis at negative 50, and comes back up and crosses at 1. Okay, so there we go. It's not as good as my other drawing, but it's pretty close. Okay, we can submit our answer, and hey, we did it. Okay, and here's the exact graph of it, which looks very close to what we drew here. Okay, so if you have any questions, please reach out. I ask you to do a few of those. Do this one with me. You'll get points for it. Okay, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.